Dun, 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 dun.
Welcome back to the RDY SET podcast, guys, where the stressed are depressed. My name is John.
I'm Ricky.
My name's Angus.
Oh, I'm Fion. And I'm Reem.
And today we're going to talk about passport bros. So, for context, passport bros is referring to men seeking foreign women who they believe come from a more conservative background and therefore more family oriented and more loyal.
All right, so I'm just going to jump right into there. This is about men, bros, that go to third world countries and seek a girl that's willing to cook and clean and whatever, because girls in
More traditional.
Yeah, traditional.
A man wants a more traditional girl.
Versus a career-driven girl, a boss bitch. Am I right? A boss bitch? Boss babe. Or what do they call them? What are they called these days? Ladies?
I think it's a boss. I forgot. I don't know. Hey, what do you guys
Honestly,
think?
I have no idea. This is my first time hearing about the term passport bros.
Yeah, we saw a documentary about it, and like there's some stuff I do understand why Western male, like specifically Americans, goes over to Southeast Asia to find girls, because they can't find girls in where they're from because it's a lot harder. They're more...
It's a bit gross because it's almost predatory. You know, like some people want a specific type of partner. You know, like one
stay home.
Like one guy wants a girl that is a dog mom, or somebody else wants a partner that is career driven. Well, somebody wants a partner that is not career driven and is willing or wanting to be a stay at home parent, and you can't find that here. So they're going to Philippines or Thailand to look for one, and coincidentally there happens to be like 8 million of these potential partners that fit the category, right, Reem? Or Fion?
Yeah.
Well, honestly, this sounds like the plot of 90 Day Fiancé. Am I wrong here? Like,
I think it is the
no
exact
neck
same.
Ed.
yeah, no neck Ed. Like, are there just a bunch of no neck Eds going to Thailand and Philippines? Is this what's going on?
I think what one of the self-identified passport bros brought up that I think stuck out to me was that out here in the West, a lot of women look for career-driven men, and no woman wants to just settle for the average Joe. And whereas, like, if the average Joe goes to Southeast Asia, they're revered as kings, you know. And to impress a woman in Southeast Asia
doesn't take much.
Yeah. And I think that's what he brought up. But at the same time, there are also average girls out here in the West that, you know, are looking for personality. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's a whole spectrum there.
Yeah. I think one of the guys was mentioning that girls over there, they don't just look for money. They look for who you are. They love you for who you are. I think over here, the girls look for a lot of things, like what's your job? What's your income? You know, like six
What
figures.
you bring to the table.
Yeah, finance, blue eyes. Like you want to look like these
6'4".
standard. Yeah, they want to look for these things, and the standard is quite high, I would say, for a lot of guys here. Like, it's unrealistic for a lot of guys.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. There's this video website thing where you put in like what kind of guy you want, like height and how much money they make and whatever, and then it'll narrow down like what percent of the male population is making like $100,000 annual and is over the height of like 6'3", or, you know, have you seen this thing? Oh, it's like a very small percentage. I think it's like 1% or something like that.
We're out in the West or in the world?
In the world.
Oh.
Wow.
It was like a website. You just like narrow down the categories.
And that's to find like a potential partner, or just like in general, you're just looking to see who fits that category?
Yeah, fits that category.
Oh.
Yeah. That happens to be also single and whatever. It's like,
Like, so are you saying girls want too much in the West?
Yes.
Aren't you?
Like they're unrealistic. So you're saying I think girls on the West is more career driven. Time has changed because especially with like living in Vancouver, everything's expensive. Everyone knows that you really have to excel in your career to really make a living here.
I don't think what girls want is unrealistic, but I think the competition is very high.
For
Like the guys,
they have to
competing
set the bar
against-
really high,
Yeah, the guys competing against each other, the competition is high.
and so that's why they go to Asia.
Oh, does that mean there's a lot of high value men here?
There are a lot of high value men. So probably the ones that went to Asia, they're probably high valued.
I mean, I think it's all
necessarily.
relative because maybe when they go to Asia, they become this high value men. Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
'cause
ego boost.
Because
Ego
like I was just what Reem was saying, how people were going there in search of, because they're like kings. They're basically like the top 10 whatever percent, 1% or whatever. Whereas here they're like maybe bottom 10. I don't know. Just examples.
Like a 5.
yeah, something like that. There might be a 5 here,
Just
but
an
they go there
average.
just because of how much resources they have relative to the people there. They might have elevated to like a 9.
Right.
Yeah, something like that. So I think this does sound very predatory.
Yeah,
Like,
in the Philippines, I noticed that the beauty standards there are like in terms of foreigners, it doesn't. If you're a 3 here, you're an automatic 10 there, because Filipinos just see that you have a nose bridge and they're like, "Wow, you're so beautiful."
actually?
Yeah. It doesn't take much for Filipinos to be impressed by your beauty.
So is that why you see a lot of old white guys in Thailand and Philippines with little girls or younger girls? Not little girls. Sorry.
Hold on.
Sorry, backtrack here.
Younger girls. Younger ladies.
There may need to be some investigations done on these men.
No, but you see, okay.
Diddy, he's right here.
Hey,
We got him.
younger ladies who are like in their early 20s with like, I don't know, like 60-year-old or you see a lot of those.
Yeah,
guys
Nonek
walking
Ed is one of them. Like
How old is
Rose,
he? He's
he
like
was
in
close
his
to
late
retirement.
50s. Yeah, like you see a lot of those. Like
Yes.
really old guys with younger ladies in their like early 20s, and you're like, how does it even work?
There's a lot of factors. Like one is dangling a green card for a lot of these
Yes.
girls that are in a third world. I don't know. Are they? Is Thailand or Philippines considered third world?
Yeah.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So like third world countries, you're kind of dangling this opportunity of a better life kind of thing. Because there's so much. You're in a place of power, right?
Yeah.
But then the whole relationship is just
Yeah, the
messed,
power
yeah.
dynamic. But
Yeah.
then some guys want that power dynamic.
So they want so that's the thing is some guys like the passport bros, they're looking for more traditional girls, so more submissive, that follows their lead and that doesn't really speak out too much. I think over here, girls or females tend to be more outspoken, and they take that as a threat. I
Wait,
would
is
say.
it wrong to want a
More
partner
submissive?
that is?
More traditional?
I don't want to say submissive or traditional. I don't want to use those words. Is it wrong to desire a partner that has values that are more
More traditional. that's the word.
homemaker sense?
Not necessarily.
Okay, so you're an advocate for passport bros.
No.
So you want, like, you're saying someone that stays home, take care of the family, kind of more
Like
like
a
the traditional,
housewife.
the housewife, more traditional role, like from back then, where they don't really work.
I feel like guys who want that kind of create an unbalanced power dynamic in the relationship. I feel like that's an issue, no? Because
Yeah.
you're the only one bringing in money. You're kind of like,
You control the finances.
yeah.
Yeah.
And oftentimes I feel like your partner might feel trapped. Like, oh, this guy is basically providing everything. I can't make decisions and stuff.
Yeah,
like, that.
like, well, we saw the documentary, and then the Filipino lady that was married to the like an American guy. Men are looking for a real woman, more traditional woman, and that's what a woman is.
I think just looking at it black and white, where real women are, belong in the kitchen versus real women are career driven. It's up to preferences, and it's up to the way like the society that raised them, right? In Philippines, you're viewed more feminine if you're a stay-at-home mom. You take care of the household chores,
The kids.
because that in itself is like a full-time job.
Right.
But then a lot, like John was saying, most of the men who bring in the money to the household, like, it also, their values have to align and they have to see eye to eye, because if the man is using that dynamic as, to power trip or feel better about himself, then that's wrong. But if he's just happy being the sole provider and he genuinely like wants to see tradition in that way, then that's not wrong. Yeah.
But then there's no way to know if like a relationship, like somebody from a third party's perspective looking at a situation where it is like a power dynamic like that, there's no way to know if the guy really does love her for her, or if he loves that power dynamic. Like, there's no way to know from just looking from outside, right?
Well, you have to see how the man sets his wife up for success. Does he allow her to venture out with hobbies? Does he support her with, like her interests? Does he pay for her gym memberships? I don't know, Pilates.
If she's a stay-home.
If she's a stay-at-home mom,
yeah.
because she also has to have a life of her own. She has to meet friends. How does she financially support herself there? When,
Yeah, it's basically you don't want her to just give up everything that what she wants to do.
Yeah, because like we can't be one-dimensional people, because like what happens if that relationship doesn't work out? She loses her sense of self and everything she's ever known. Like, she basically has to start from scratch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as long as the male, the passport bro, is supportive, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what girls love, passport bros.
Oh.
So if they are supportive, then it's totally fine. So you need to find the right passport bro.
That supports like your lifestyle.
Yeah.
I know Fion has something to say about this, because you've been awfully quiet. You're thinking about something. Go ahead.
Hold on, let her cook.
No, I do agree with Reem. Like, I feel that if you're being like supported in like what you want to do, say you move out to the West and you are able to live the life that you want to live, and you're more, I guess, like financially free, then that's great. But I think I don't know, the term itself just sounds so
It's like
gross.
a movement. Yeah.
Don't you like the movement? Empowers guys.
I gotta ask, is passport bros like a positive connotation, or is it more of
I think it's more of a negative.
Negative.
It's a negative.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what if they were to just rename it to
Wholesome bros.
I don't like the word bros. I think that's
Okay.
part of it.
Wholesome boys.
No.
Okay.
passport brethren?
Okay.
Oh, that's pretty good.
It's like,
No.
okay, passport savior. How about that?
Oh,
My God, no. Okay, so if there were passport cis, so like you only ever see men and doing that, where they attach like this lifestyle around, going after foreign women or like exotic women. But what if you put a girl in that spot? She would be distasteful.
wouldn't
almost.
it be called like a bad bee? Bad bee movement?
No, but like, the way society views women is like, we're not supposed to, for lack of a better word, hoe around. Whereas with men, it's like more
it's
acceptable.
okay. Is it more acceptable for a guy to like have a bunch of one night stands compared to a girl? I think it's the same thing. Eh?
I think it's more acceptable for
guys.
Yeah.
Really? Okay, so if for guys, like when usually guys who have one night stands, the guys like like that.
My man.
Yeah, my man like that. But for girls, is there an
An equivalent?
equivalent version of that? Like
Yeah.
you guys get some like some great D, and you're like, yeah, sister.
No.
Oh,
at least
damn.
not for us.
Not
Okay.
with your circle. But I am quite confident in some of my like I know some other colleagues that do prop each other up for taking down like somebody. No,
Oh,
I'm
we're
saying?
females.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know anyone like that, but
so if a girl tells you like, hey, yeah, I just had like 5 Ds last night, would you be like, power to you? Good for you.
like a you do you sort of thing.
Yeah,
you
it's
do
like,
you.
it's,
Yeah.
Okay.
But then she's proud of it. Don't you want to be supportive?
Wait, why don't we flip the question to you guys? Like, so if a guy,
If a guy had intercourse 5 times one night with 5 different women,
do you condone it?
yeah, other guys will probably say, "Yo, my man." But then if a girl takes down 5 guys in one night, not all at once, probably, unless they're into that.
They're into it.
But then would other girls be like, "Yo, sis, you did it. You got the belt."
You're a black belt now.
I feel like this is kind of more like societal standards. Honestly,
Yeah.
to me, hearing this is exactly the same thing. Like, I don't think there's any like what do you call it? Difference between it is just difference between genders, and I think just right now we like Reem says, the girl would probably be shamed upon. I don't know if maybe amongst her friends, but if this was like posted online and people were to have reactions and
Yeah.
stuff, I can definitely see the girl's story being like, oh, that's so shameful. Whereas the guys, like
They get praised for it.
yeah, like Ricky said, be like, hey, But in my view, it's the same. I don't see it any different.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well,
Like, I'm like, if you're happy and that's how you like to do it, then, all power to you.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, with the problem that kind of like arises with that is that it enables a lot of men who kind of like use that term for their own benefit.
Yeah. For the wrong way.
For the wrong reasons and for the wrong way. And it goes both ways. You have married men from the West going out to Asia on a business trip, and sex tourism is a thing,
It is.
primarily in like Thailand and Philippines. And the more the demands rise, the more it becomes predatory. So people from lower income families, they resort to selling out their daughters or like selling out the younger, more vulnerable women in their society, and then
Trying to
it's
make
normalized.
ends meet,
It's normalized almost.
So what could we do to stop this?
Passport bros.
Yeah, because some are predatory, no
Some
doubt,
aren't.
but some are not, and they just want.
They just want to try and
find
true
a traditional.
love.
No,
But
not traditional, but like
I feel like for the most part, it's not like they're traveling overseas to like learn about the culture or anything. I feel like the
To find
motive,
a woman.
like the motive of going over there is it's like easier for them to say find a woman and like
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, what's wrong with wanting like an easy route?
Not an easier route. What's wrong with trying to find someone who loves them for who they are?
is that the reason though? Like
I think some of the guys are like that
Because
because
a guy that's a 4 out of 10 in North America is like a 8 out of 10 in
Like-
Thailand.
like he doesn't make 6 figures, doesn't have blue eyes, doesn't work in finance, but he wants to still find a girl that loves him for who he is.
Is a 4 out of 10 in North America not deserving of love?
no.
Well, we never said that.
Yeah. No, I think that's fine, but it's just like to each their own, right? Like what are your motives? Like if you are going there to find true love, that's completely fine.
Oh.
I mean,
So we are advocates for passport bros.
not necessarily.
Just not the term.
Not the term.
Just like
I mean, there are some girls here, like I don't know, what Emily in Paris, like that thing. So it's a lot
This
of
passport
like
gals?
a lot of girls like growing up. I used to watch movies where high school girls will go on a trip to Europe and they're gonna find like the love of their life there, or I think it's the same thing. So it's not inherently wrong, it's harmless. But then like when it becomes predatory, when it becomes like, so like there are people also like within the passport bro movement who use the term or use that type of like influence for their own benefit for the wrong reasons. So
yeah, like go over there, one night stands, like party, break people's heart. Because there was this one where the documentary where there was a girl who Filipino woman who got into a relationship with this guy, and they met up in some beach in like the Philippines, and then turns out he actually was seeing someone else
back at his home.
Yeah, and it broke her heart. So I think that comes in like there's always going to be bad apples, right?
There's also bad apples in Southeast Asia because a lot of women also use that to their advantage. They take advantage of older men, past their 60s, past their 70s, and they milk money out of them. Where I grew up in Davao City, there was actually an American man who got robbed of his passport, of his wallet, everything. So he was out in the streets homeless, begging for the American embassy to like help him, but he can't do that when he doesn't have identification. Right? So it's
a two-way street.
Yeah.
So I think we're saying there's nothing inherently wrong with that. Like if a 70-year-old man wants to go to Philippines and find a 20-year-old wife.
But why does it have to be like someone with such a big age gap?
But then if he's willing to like pass his entire life savings and his will, because he's probably gonna expire soon, if he's like 70s, right? And then he wants to find a
true love
for the rest of his 15 years life, and he's willing to like sacrifice everything and then give it all to her after he's done. He gets to enjoy like 15 years of really fun whatever.
But is that bad? Still using like some sort of power dynamic of
but
like
then the girl gets to use him as well for his money and for his green card.
But that's not true love then. You're not looking.
She's set afterwards.
So it's transactional. It's one-sided.
Yeah, it is very transactional.
No, it's both sides.
Well, I think
he uses her, she uses him.
That is transactional on both sides, but that's not like your stereotypical like relationship that people look for here, right? So,
but it's not bad either because they're using each other.
What does a 70-year-old have in common with a 20-year-old?
Taylor Swift.
Nothing.
Maybe they both like.
They have in common with love.
Maybe they like Espa.
Okay.
I think it's love.
Honestly, this sounds like I'm trading money for sex. That's what it sounds like to me.
No. It's not about sex. It could be like just a company or partner, or like
companionship.
Yeah.
That's like nursing home.
Like somebody that is okay with cooking or something once in a while.
Yeah, they just want someone who will take care of them.
Yeah, nursing homes.
Yeah,
no old guy wants to go to a nursing home.
Wait. People also bring in foreign workers to work as like a housemaid or babysitter situations. This is big in Asia.
Yeah.
So is that bad?
No, but then that's not like I thought.
Love.
It's not love. It's not relationship. This is like.
Well, they're probably paid a little bit more now.
Is that supposed to be better?
It's business.
Okay, so it's business. It's not a relationship. Like it's not. Like, what's the goal here? Is it to hire a maid to do the traditional like cook and clean because you're the breadwinner, or?
I think they just want companionship. The biggest thing. The passport bros is they want companionship, or they want to have fun and one night stand because they use the money as like, oh, I'm from the West. I find
that being gross.
Yeah, I think that's not okay.
I agree. For the record, I agree.
Yeah, that part, that's not okay. But for guys that just want to go over there and to find traditional women who are loyal, who's there to take care of them, who's able to, be more of the traditional role, stay home, watch the kids, cook. A lot of females over here, they're very career driven, so they don't really have the time for that. And they want I guess like more from a guy, and over there they're just like, we're just like, I'm trying my best, but I just want someone to love me for who I am.
If you're on the same page, then I don't
Yeah,
see
then I
anything
think
wrong
it's
with
totally
that.
fine. Yeah, so that's why I feel like Paso Bros is totally okay.
It's just the term.
Yeah, it's a
Okay,
term
if you
that icks me.
have, depending on your intentions, and if it's mutual, you got to give respect too, right? You can't just use your
I think
power.
respect is a really big thing.
Yeah, it's a really big thing.
I guess like the issue is turning into a movement, and then
Yeah.
eventually, when the more people involved, the higher chance of there being like bad actors.
Yes, yeah. It's like religion.
Because I think the scenario that Ricky laid out is not something that I'm okay with, because I don't think there's love in that relationship.
Transactional.
It's a
yeah.
very one-sided thing as well, and I think that's where like the power dynamic and stuff might have some issues.
Yeah.
What do you have to say, Ricky?
I don't think that's one-sided. I think it's unfortunate, or well, not really unfortunate. I think it's I do hate seeing like old white guys that go to Asia to find like a 20-year-old, but then I also understand it because they're divorced or whatever, they're old, they're just looking for the best like 10 years of their life. So on one hand, they're looking for that after like, yeah. And then the girls is also looking for an opportunity to get out of the third world country. So, hey, there's nothing to say that the girl is hating every single moment, right?
Yeah.
Like if they're hating every single moment, like they wouldn't sign up just to be treated like a slave.
Well,
Right.
a lot of those girls come from the lower income, right? And they need the money, so it comes off like prostitution at a pretty young age.
But then, like, when you're 20, you don't really know yourself.
You don't.
Like, I only recently started knowing who I am, what my values are. And then when you start out really young like that, and you have someone much older who kind of controls, the values in the relationship, the way you're going to see the world through their lens, it is very, like, slippery. It is, like, I'm not saying that those relationships don't work out. I've seen successful relationships where the age gap is pretty significant with a white man and a Southeast Asian woman. But yeah, the whole movement is problematic when you have men giving out tutorials step by step, like how to be a passport bro 101 and how to find cheap hotels near this like hub of like area where girls are easy to target. Like that is problematic.
It attracts the wrong crowd.
Yeah.
Should the government step in to protect their like?
There's an organization for Passport Bros, I think,
Yeah,
right?
there's
Oh,
a
is
website.
it really?
Yeah,
There's a website for
ran
it.
by a father and son.
His Morpheus, right? Is that his name? No, not
Wait,
Morpheus.
I don't know.
Prometheus.
Prometheus was his name.
Dude, that's his name. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a badass name.
That's what I said too. I was like, don't you want to be led by a guy's name called Prometheus?
Kind of sounds like Optimus Prime's like
Yeah.
alter ego or something.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But he started a movement, and he just helps guys where to travel, where to stay. Like
Which country he ranks countries based
Yeah.
on like what you're looking for, which is
it's a whole movement. It's crazy.
blows my mind.
Yeah, and it's
I guess it's gross in the sense that it's a very objectifying.
it
Yeah.
is.
So yeah, it's bad in that sense. But then if a guy is looking for like a partner that is more I don't want to say domesticated either. I don't know, like or I don't want to say that word. I don't want to use traditional or whatever, but like a partner that values less about career and more about
Caring, like family.
whole family or cooking. Is that bad?
Like more, I guess it all comes down to more I guess you don't want to say traditional, but it is traditional.
Like
Well-
to have a housewife versus
Yeah, housewife
Housewife?
that just cares for the family.
I mean, some people are okay with that. Like I feel like I have some friends that are like, hey, if my like significant other, my partner makes enough, I can stay home. Like, cool,
Right,
because then
yeah.
I can like focus on my hobbies or whatever,
Mm.
and then not to have that financial stress because
Yeah.
that's like in our economy, it's such a big deal, right? Like
Yeah.
nobody can afford anything right now.
Yeah.
And so I also do have friends that are so like career oriented, and so they focus on their job, their education, all that stuff too. But I think there could also be a balance between like the two. It's like, why does the woman always have to cook and clean?
Right.
Why can't the guy do that? Like,
Yo,
if
like
Yes.
Angus. Angus is wants to be like the house husband.
Oh, I love to be the house husband.
Yeah.
I'm totally fine if my partner makes more money than me.
What about you, Ricky?
Same here, honestly. Like, I'd be so down to stay home, take care of the kids, wash dishes, do your laundry.
Ricky, all right. What about you?
Same.
I mean,
Like-
because like for me, it's like I don't know how to cook, so it's like, and I
But-
like your cooking.
Okay, yeah. So in this situation,
Saying it here.
I am the house husband.
I mean,
Yeah.
I clean, you cook.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's like good dynamic, right? Like I do something, you do something, you work together to like a common goal.
So to wrap it off, Passport Bros, is it a yay for John? We'll go around.
Personally, I think if the intentions are pure and both sides agree to it, I don't see anything wrong with it. My issue is when people use their power to take advantage of the other party. That's my only issue.
Oh, I think it's kind of gross in any sense, but I also understand for somebody to want to go to another country to find a partner that has values that they're seeking. It just happens that it's kind of gross that it's like older white guys that go to third world countries. But I also understand why they need to do that, or why they would want to do that. And from the female perspective as well, like they want to leave their home country and, you know, land of opportunities kind of situation. So it's transactional, but can't judge their relationship because it's transactional, right?
Yes. Yeah, I totally agree with, like, if it's mutual, if they're going there, the purpose of it is to find a relationship and the partner wants the same thing. It doesn't matter if she like stays home or whatever. Like if she's happy, she's stay home mom, cooks, clean, and he's the guy that the breadwinner, I guess, that goes and work, and they're both okay with that. I think that's totally fine. I don't think that's a bad deal. But if for people who take advantage of it, use that term and go around, sleep with a bunch of girls, and you know, that kind of toxic behavior and like cheating, you're putting the other person in a pretty bad place. I think that's where I kind of stand against.
Yeah, I agree with everything that you guys said.
So
I think for the
Passport.
no, I'm not like, I think for the most part, I think it's still, there is that power dynamic, and that's why people go, for me at least. And so I'm against it. But if it's like, yes, if your motive is to find true love, and that it's mutual, that you guys even if it's transactional, I guess that would be okay if both sides are okay with it, but I wouldn't call that love, right? I think the goal of that is a little different.
I'm not pro Passport Bros, simply because of the movement in itself. It attracts a lot of the wrong crowd, but as long as like both partners feel safe and secure, I don't see anything wrong with it. But if you have tutorials where guys teach each other or locate girls in different parts of the country, that's weird, because girls don't have a website where to find the hottest man on earth.
Oh, maybe
Oh,
there
I
is
think
one.
that-
Oh,
I
there
think
are
that-
in China. There is.
Oh,
There
It's a
is.
big movement in China. Yo,
I think there is. Yo, we got part 2.
Okay.
part 2 coming
Part
up.
2. It's coming up. We're going to talk about how girls find guys and how there's a movement.
Yeah.
oh,
Yes.
There is a movement. It is a movement.
in China.
Yeah.
So
Stay tuned for that.
Stay tuned for that. Angus, wrap this up.
All right. So hope you like this podcast. Give us a like, subscribe, hit that notification button. All our socials are in the description below. Click that link tree and we have everything there. Put in the comments, do you support the Bro Passport movement or do you not? All right. Let us know. Hope you enjoyed this podcast. We'll see everyone on the next one. All right. Bye.
Bye.